If you were to tell me in 2013 that Roblox would have violent, bloody bar fights, I probably won't believe you. But in my defense, this was not normal for Roblox back then. As a player from the olden days, I can safely say times were different. No online dating and absolutely no swearing. And as the years pass, I look back and recognize how far this game really changed. On Tap is a Roblox bar for players 17 and up. It has a variety of gameplay mechanics, from making your own cocktail to participating in boxing matches out back. There's no chance underage users could lie about their age using their parents' ID and get access to this game. No chance. Since the player base is certainly above the age of 17, a selling point for this game is getting online drunk. That's right, you heard it first. If you drink one too many Lego margaritas, your skin gets all trippy and you eventually pass out. Just hope you don't wake up in a street you're not familiar with on the edge of a sidewalk. I tried to black out as fast as possible and I thought it was pretty funny. There's also animations for the level of drunkenness you're at. Give this man some car keys already. Surprisingly, the game itself is very well made. It certainly delivers what it's trying to go for. Kudos to the team behind the game, to be honest, and the atmosphere sort of resembles a real-life bar, but there is definitely some questionable aspects. For instance, if you pass the bar and walk outside, after turning a couple of corners, you should come across a boxing ring. A literal boxing ring with actual fighting mechanics to mess up anyone you please. If I was the developers, I would fully lean into this idea. I would add like a nut tap technique, maybe even go more violent and do some curb stomping. I mean, you never know. The scenery is nice, like the aquarium in the back. On top of that, there's a stage to give your best drunken performance. Interestingly enough, there's some hidden areas inside. I wonder what these could be used for. Other than that, the game seems to be getting regular updates, and there's a couple hundred people playing every day. The next one up is a game I have some history with. Unintentionally, Micup is really fun. In any normal scenario, I won't be talking to online randoms, but I can make an exception. The map is nothing special and there's no groundbreaking gameplay mechanics, but it's good if you're looking to socialize. Obviously, it's better to just go outside instead. But you can find yourself having great conversations with some pretty cool people. Or listen to the weirdos that hide in the bathrooms or go to the corners of the map.
She's 7.
She's 7, dude.
You're going to jail.
Well, that makes it better.
A stalker on Discord once taught me a trick where if you angle your camera just right, you can pick up on anyone's conversation in the game. Unlike other games on this list, Micup is split into two. 17 plus and then everyone else. Great marketing if you ask me. I haven't played the 17 plus version as much, but if I were to tell you the main difference between the two, there was more online dating in the 17 plus one. But for being a game that came out at the beginning of voice chat, it still holds up. There's an average of 4,000 to 5,000 players, and for the dating simulator it pulls hundreds of players. Nothing more to say. Micup is truly an innovative game of our time. And do you know what else is a truly innovative game of our time? Sus, Niiko, Hangout, or something like that. There's a lot of these games, but this one had the most players at the time. I was fascinated by how this game is still available. I knew it didn't have what was advertised, but there's only one way to find out. There is some sort of story here. Now, it's not a work of Shakespeare, but there's at least a plot, alright? Instead of following my objectives, I was too busy with this funny phone mechanic. I'm here to give 100% honest reviews. The objective took me on a quest to get a bite to eat. And while I was there, I wanted to buy this car, but I didn't have the funds, sadly. I acquired the sandwich from a fellow named Alex, but in the corner of my eye, I caught a baddie. She had a stroke mid-conversation, but in the midst invited me to some McDonald's. How could I resist? When I showed up to said McDonald's, she tried robbing me, so I ditched her. Never trust a girl wearing no pants behind a fast food restaurant. Around this time, I realized I had to follow the main objectives at the top of the screen, or I was never going to finish this game. I arrived at my destination. The Neko inside told me to meet her upstairs when I'm ready. I don't know what that meant, so I had a few of my buddy's sandwiches. I finally worked up the courage to go see what's going on upstairs. And after a demanding request, I was in the bedroom. And as I sat there, I was getting ready to score. For my very first time, I was going to score with a niiko. But her dad opened his domain expansion, and I hightailed it out of there. Overall, the game is pretty boring, and the story falls flat. I expected nothing going into it, however, so my bar wasn't set too high. I didn't explore the map unlike other games on this list because I expected them to want to try to get your Robux anywhere they can. The last game on this list might just be the first Roblox game to genuinely weird me out. Immediately after joining, I was met with some pretty graphic material. I have no questions and I want no answers. As I continued, I was met with a vacant room, where my goal was to test different diseases and viruses. The only problem being they were on randomly selected girl avatars. There were options to hold, recycle, or generate a subject. Every second playing this game, I felt more like Jeffrey Dahmer. Funny enough, it actually takes serious skill to script a game like this. There must have been a lot of time put into this project. After playing for more or less 10 minutes, I started to get an upset feeling that what I was doing is unethical. I mean, maybe that's the point of the game. But personally, I don't want to support a game that holds similarities to the human experiments during World War II. That's about it for row 63. Joking aside, no satire or anything. This game is literally for Roblox players chronically online. The ones with the Genshin Impact profile pictures on Discord. The games on this list were fun to play nonetheless. All 4 were enjoyable in their own way, and I highly recommend experiencing them on your own. On Tap is a chill game to socialize in different environments players are probably not used to, while Micup is a chaotic neutral game to meet players from across the world. There is not much to say about the niiko hangout game. However, it was pretty fun to see how the story wrapped up, and hilarious to edit and post. Row 63 might be a little crazy, but it certainly caters to a specific group of people. And if you're in that group, this project is perfect. The links to everything in this video will be in the description below. I have a lot more Roblox games in the vault if you want to see me make videos on it. Some are well known, while others are mysterious. Either way, I'm down to play every game I have done research on, if you all want to see it. If you have enjoyed this video, or at the very least want to support me, consider subscribing and liking. I also read almost every single comment, and if there's a game that not many people know about that you want me to see or want me to react to, just leave it down in the comments. Thank you for making it this far in the Yap session. I hope you had as much fun as I had filming.